Hello everyone, my name is Andrew Bosher, and today I want to show you how to make a steezy filter effect using the Rex loops in the Dr. Octo-Rex player in Reason. And the track that you just heard was something I just made for this tutorial real quick, but I want to show you how to make those type of effects from scratch. So let's get started. I do have a new project already created, and for time's sake I did copy and paste the notes from this project over to here. And in my new project, I have a Combinator created, so just right click in your rack and create a Combinator. And the next part, I'm just going to put in an instrument. I'm going to use a Thor synthesizer, but there are no right or wrong answers for this particular application. You can use whatever instrument you like. But for simplicity's sake, we're going to use a Thor. Make sure to click to show the programmer, and right click and reset the device or initialize patch, depending on what version of Reason you're using. So with the initial patch of Thor, it's just a simple filtered saw wave, nothing crazy. And so at this point, let's just hear what we have. Very basic, nothing going on really, just a good old saw wave. So I'm just going to tweak a few parameters of the Thor here before we start modulating anything. The first thing I'm going to do is simply just turn the filter 1 frequency all the way down to 39.4 Hertz. The amp envelope I'm going to more or less keep the same, except for just slightly increase the attack and release so that way there's no clicking. But in all reality, it's completely up to you how you'd like to do that. So now at this point in the tutorial, the track that you heard before, I did have a reverb attached, so you just right click on the Thor and create a RV7000 Mark II reverb. I had the dry wet at about 79. You can click to show the remote programmer here, and I pretty much kept everything the same. I really didn't mess with anything at all. But again, I definitely recommend, of course, messing with all of these different parameters. So this is what we have with just the reverb, and actually nothing will play out simply because of the fact that the filter frequency is all the way down. Even though the envelope is technically affecting it a little bit, you still won't hear anything. But this is where the Octo-Rex loop comes into play. So what we'll do is we'll go into a blank space in our rack, right click and create another Combinator. Right click in the Combinator and let's create a Dr. Octo-Rex loop player. Now, in this, let's go to slot number 1, browse, and where I'm at, I'm in the factory sound bank of Reason, and I'm going to use just a Dr. Rex drum loop. I used the hip hop section, and I used the chronic loop here. So that's what we'll be using to modulate the filter. You can click this arrow here to show the programmer and the transients and slices of the waveform. And what I would recommend doing if you don't want to use the loop for any percussion is just to turn the master level all the way down. But you can achieve some really cool effects if you start to meld the filter effect with the actual volume of the loop. Next we're going to hit tab to flip the rack, and we're going to go to mod output of the Octo-Rex. We're going to route voice 1 filter envelope up here to our Thor into its filter 1 frequency. Keep the knob at 127 so it's fully modulating the filter 1 frequency. Click or hit tab to reflip the rack. And so what's going to happen is the filter envelope here is going to essentially affect the filter frequency of the Thor up above. So whatever you do here, it will affect it in different ways. For the tutorial sound that you heard before, the parameters were pretty simple. The filter envelope amount is at 83. And remember, you can always hold shift and click and drag to hone in on specific numbers. The filter envelope attack was at 30. The decay was at 52. The sustain was at about 28. And the release was at 26. So it's just a really simple attack, decay, sustain, release envelope. And if you were to visualize it on a graph, it's exactly what it looks like with the knobs. So now at this point, we have a loop modulating the filter frequency, and this is what we have to listen to. So again, we'll play it without. I'll have to increase the filter frequency a little bit just so we can hear something. And then with. And there you have it. A simple, effective way to make some really cool rhythmic filter effects with just an octarex and a filter. But the world is your oyster with this. You can use any percussion loop to make some really cool effects, and you can use anything really, any instrument, and you don't just have to route it to the filter frequency. You can do resonance, you can do level, you can do whatever it allows you to. Whatever you can do. You can always make it whatever you want. You can modulate rhythmic effects with how much the decay is on the reverb. It's completely up to you. So, thank you so much for watching. I really hoped that you guys utilize this. I don't see a lot of recent users utilizing this particular technique. So I really hope that it helps you guys out, breaking a creativity block or anything like that. But show me what you guys did with this. Show me what you did, how you made it, and I'd love to hear what you guys made. So please, any comments, feedbacks, likes, greatly appreciated. Yeah, so we're all students in this. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.